Well, the impact I like to have on all the people I work with is to help them be the best they can be. I mean, I work a lot with individuals and teams as well as speaking to groups of people. And the emphasis is always on helping people be the best they can be. So you want to inspire them on the challenge that they're confronted with, the task that they're on. You want to give them some tools that are going to help them be more focused, have the emotional control and the power to sustain themselves. So I want them to win. I guess that's what I'd have to say. Well, I think that's an interesting question, because I like to entertain people, and at the same time I really like them to take something away that will help them to perform better. And usually it has to do with how they think, because we get more of what we think about. And I think there are ways of thinking that make the challenges that we have in life more exciting and palatable to us. I think love and fear are the great human emotions, the most fundamental human emotions. And if I can help people to love themselves, love what they're about, they're going to be more successful. I like to talk with audiences where there's a bottom line, where sales teams, where they really are having to hit targets, management groups where they really are challenged to raise the level of performance of their team. I work a great deal with teams, so I like the whole aspect of there being a bottom line and helping people to achieve that bottom line. I always, if possible, talk to the client and get an idea of what's working for them, what they do, what the challenges are, what the obstacles that they face are, and really create a program. I mean, there's certain basic tenets that I'm working with, basic principles. But I really like to understand their process so that I can make something really meaningful to them. You're not talking at people, you're working with people. And so you have to know what they do and what the challenges are. It's interesting, if I think of a memorable speaking engagement, I've been speaking for over 20 years, and there have been a lot of engagements where I leave the podium, and if you're doing a keynote, you know, you're coming in and you're talking to a group of people for an hour, for 75 minutes, whatever it is, and oftentimes I'm really inspired by the presentation. I mean, I really feel this was great. People come up, they say this was really appreciate it, was outstanding. I often feel that I should continue consulting with this company. I mean, this is making such a difference with them, and the feedback is positive. But there was one speaking engagement I had probably 20 years ago with a large IT company that was in the process of downsizing, and they had just slashed a whole number of jobs, and they were in the process of slashing a lot more. So there was an axe swinging as a pendulum in the space up there, and they had asked me to talk to the group about teamwork. And it's very difficult to talk to a group about teamwork when they're concerned with their very survival. And what made the thing even more challenging was the fact that it was a post-cocktail presentation. So people who were living in a degree of angst about their future and thinking a little more about themselves than they were about the organization had kind of loosened some of their inhibitions with a few drinks. It was probably the most challenging context I think that I'd ever had. But nevertheless, you know, if you get into talking with people about what it takes to win, and you can excite people about being part of that process, because healthy people want to excel. They want to be part of something great. And so we talked about how good things would be when this new organization kind of rose, this phoenix rose out of the ashes, and people got excited. And I walked away very pleased with the presentation, and honestly wondering, had I been in the audience, if I, with my own job being threatened, would have been as excited about that presentation about teamwork and why teams win. I think that was probably one of the most memorable presentations. It wasn't one of the most fun ones, but it was one when I think about it like, wow, I mean, how was I able to do that?